Such a beautiful day out there. I'm sure you don't want to spend most of your day in the basement of the second precinct. Guys, can I have your attention? Yeah, thanks. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming to the community meeting for the second precinct for May. Appreciate you taking the time out of this beautiful day to be here. And we got some exciting news to report. We got yes, thanks. We got 19 new officers assigned to the second precinct in the last graduating class. I was at the ceremony last Thursday. It was beautiful. We got a nice mix of different officers. Some of them are here today and will introduce themselves. We did get 3 Spanish-speaking officers, which is good. It adds to the ranks here in the second, and that's very helpful. So I'd like to bring up some of the officers here to introduce themselves. So, guys, you want to come on up? Give your name, and if you're new, say I'm new, whatever, and it's fine. And what you doing?
Good morning, Officer Matt Griffin from Westchester County. No prior law enforcement experience. And very excited to be here.
Welcome.
All right.
John Campy, originally from Seacliff, just moved to West Babylon. Prior to this, I was a Nassau County Fire Marshal.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Haley Ferrez. I'm a field training officer, and I'll be training Matt today.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mark Panetti. I work at the 215 car. I'm a field training officer as well. I'm training John Campy.
Why did we get so many in this class?
Well, we were down. Our numbers were down, and it was a big class, so they were able to spread them out among the precincts. And we were fortunate we're almost where we need to be. So we're very happy about that. And I can tell you that I met all of the recruits, the new recruits, and all the new officers, and they all seem very eager to get into their law enforcement careers. And everybody had a great attitude that day. So it was real nice. Anyway, we wish them a safe and long career in law enforcement. All right, we'll go over the index crimes for the year. So no homicides, that's good. We only had 1 in 23. Robberies, we're up slightly. We had 5 this year as opposed to 4 last year. Assaults were slightly down. We had 28 assaults this year. We had 29 at this time last year. Residential burglaries are down a bit. 14 this year, 17 last year at this time. Commercial burglaries are down substantially. That's good. 6 this year as opposed to 19 last year. And larcenies are down 23%, 443 this year, 577 last year. And vehicle thefts are down. We had 15 this year as opposed to 35 last year. We're looking good. A lot of our numbers are down, with the exception of the robberies, which are slightly up. So it's good to report. And then we'll do the monthly comparisons from March to April. So no homicides again for the year. That's good. In March, we had 3 robberies. In April, we didn't have any. So that's good. Down 100%. Assaults, we had 9 in March, only 6 in April. I'll talk about a few. So that's down also. Residential burglaries down from 6 in March to 3 in April. And commercial burglaries, we were even at 1 for April and March. Larceny seemed to be down in April, 97 as opposed to 138 in March. And vehicle thefts were even at 3. So again, not bad numbers for the precinct. Kind of happy about that. This is an assault that occurred on Monday, April 8th, about 11:40 p.m. This was by the community market on Depot Road in Huntington Station. I think we're all familiar with that. The victim and 3 friends were hanging out in the rear of the location when a blue Dodge Charger with out-of-state plates pulled up. 4 suspects exited the vehicle. They chased the victim on foot, struck him in the head with an unknown object, causing a head laceration. He was treated at Huntington Hospital for his injuries. we do believe that this could be a gang-related assault. And I've been updated by the detectives that the victim is no longer cooperating with us. So we'll see what we can do to change that, but sometimes there's not a lot we can do. Another assault. This one occurred on Wednesday, the 10th, at 7:26 p.m. Church Street and Lowndes Avenue, Huntington Station. A victim was walking down the street and was confronted by four suspects. One of the suspects stabbed him in the abdomen, and another hit him with a wooden stick. I think it was a field hockey stick. The victim was transported to Good Sam Hospital and treated for stab wounds to his upper abdomen, facial abrasions, and a broken wrist. Our detectives did a good job on this one, and our gang officers, 2 out of the 4 were caught for this assault, and they've been charged accordingly. So the guys are out there, they're doing a good job. We got 2 out of 4 so far. We're still working on this case.
Which gangs were involved?
This is not a gang-related incident. The prior one may have had some gang ties, but this one was not, I was told. There was a prior altercation in one of the parks, and I don't know if they knew where this kid was going when he was going home, and they kind of followed him, and they had words, and then it escalated. But anyway, from the stabbing, they made 2 arrests on this so far, so that's good news.
Was the victim young, like teenager, or?
Yeah, he was like, I think, maybe between 18 and 21, something like that. He was a young one. They were all very young. So this is adolescent stuff, this happens. A robbery arrest. Okay, so this was a robbery, kind of shoplifting that turns into a robbery. This happened at the Target in Huntington. The security at Target tried to stop 2 individuals who were stealing property, and there was a physical altercation that ensued. After a lengthy investigation, our detectives, bless you, were able to identify one of the suspects, and they did make an arrest on this robbery. So sometimes it takes a little time, but our detectives are doing a good job, and they were able to put somebody in jail for this one. This was a gun arrest on April 4th in the afternoon. So this one was a mental health call. Somebody called in relation to this resident who was having some mental health issues. And usually when we go, during the investigation, we try to find out if there's firearms at that location. And a lot of times we'll safeguard the firearms. So, on request of the family, if they're afraid that the person, is mentally unstable. So anyway, during this investigation, the gentleman had several long rifles, but also in the mix of weapons was a .22 caliber revolver, which he wasn't authorized to have. He did not have a permit. So he was charged with the pistol. Okay, so that's how that came about. And there's a picture. Looks like an antique or something. It's pretty old, but that's the gun that he wasn't supposed to have. So he was charged accordingly. Yeah.
And did he get arrested, or did he go to?
Yeah, he was charged. Yeah, he went for evaluation, but he was also charged with the crime.
And did the mental health unit respond to that one?
No, I don't believe they had anybody there. We just dealt with the family. The patrol, our responding patrol officers just dealt with this. Okay. Okay, this was a robbery. Okay, I reported last meeting about this. This was domestic robbery that occurred in March. This was the son who threatened his mother, took all the money from her safe, made him put her on the deed for the house. Again, detectives did a follow-up investigation, and they were able to arrest the suspect on April 10th at about 12:30 in the morning, and he was charged with robbery first degree. So yes, they caught up with him. Again, detectives, they're doing a great job. A burglary, residential burglary, Talisman Drive on Wednesday the 10th, about 7:33 p.m. The complainant came home and discovered an unknown suspect broke the rear sliding door to the residence, entered illegally. They rummaged through a lot of boxes that he had laying around, and we don't know what was taken at this time. But he hadn't been in the house for a while, but he came back and he discovered this. So that's under investigation. Another burglary on Ivy Place in Huntington on the 7th, between 3 p.m. and 7 a.m. Between the 17th and 18th of April. Complainant reports an unknown suspect unlawfully entered his residence through a side bedroom window, and while inside, stole jewelry and other belongings. No leads on this one right now, but again, being investigated by our detectives. Okay, another burglary. This was a commercial burglary on Tuesday the 23rd at 3:23 in the morning. Officers responded to a commercial alarm there, and at that location, and discovered damage to a garage door, and they found a screwdriver that was left on the ground. The complainant reports assorted tools were stolen out of the garage by the suspects. So, excuse me?
Is that Oakwood Park?
No, this was a construction business, some type of construction business. So they got the alarm and then they discovered this. This is an update on a burglary we had back in February that occurred early in the morning. This was a Gulf gas station. We had a rash of these around that time. And on this one, there was forensic evidence left at the scene. And we finally got the results back, and they were able to identify a suspect. And he was placed under arrest for this burglary. So unfortunately, he didn't go for any other ones. But for this one, we were able to put him at the scene through another good job by the lab and our detectives. This is a grand larceny that occurred at Porsche of Huntington on the 24th, about 7:50 p.m. 3 unknown suspects wearing masks pulled into the parking lot in a white Alfa Romeo SUV that had an unknown plate. We don't know what state. 2 suspects entered the dealership from an unlocked rear door and stole numerous key fobs from the dealership. On the way out, one of the suspects must have been able to put a fob together with a Porsche, and he took off in a Porsche 911. This is interesting. Unlocked door. You know, you can speculate a lot of things, but it seems like maybe they were familiar with this place and knew where the keys were. But anyway, they got away with a Porsche. So interesting, right? Okay. So we did a compliance check at 278 East Jericho Turnpike, Raleigh Smoke Shop. This is a place that we've been getting a lot of complaints, and I don't know if you saw the news yesterday, but apparently there's a big push to do enforcement on a lot of these smoke shops because they're selling the vapes to underage kids. Our PCS unit and Lieutenant McHugh has been doing a great job with his people. We've been doing this on a regular basis here in a second anyway, but apparently we're gonna have to step it up a bit because at the request of the county exec. But anyway, we did this one on the 18th. 2:15 in the afternoon. It was us, the Town of Huntington Fire Marshal, Town of Huntington Building Department. We executed a search warrant there at Raleigh Smoke Shop. Seized marijuana, THC marijuana vapes, flavored vape products, and U.S. currency. An employee there was arrested and charged with unlawful possession of cannabis, unlawful sale of cannabis, sale without license, criminal use of drug paraphernalia, and sale of flavored vape products. And the Town of Huntington issued several violations and is conducting further investigation. Here's a picture of some of the stuff that was confiscated. Decent amount of cash there, and so these people are making money selling to underage kids. It's not right. Yes.
So one of the things I saw on the news is that states now giving like the city the power to shut down smoke shops. Is that the same out here? You guys have the power to shut down the shop, or that's just? So
I'd have to check with the town on that, but that would be the next progression. I would love to do that. So we'll see what the town, if they have that authority to do that, I would love to do that. Because a lot of these places, we take everything, they just resupply and they're back in action again. So if that's the way the law is written up now, I would love to progress with that.
Question on that?
Go ahead.
You said we arrested the employee. Would that include one of the owners who was actually responsible for that?
I don't know, Scott, if he was the owner or he was just an employee there. Okay, I could find out, but I'm not sure. It may have been the owner, but I can't. I don't know. I can't confirm right now. Okay, we did SLA inspection on Bijou Modern American Asian Restaurant. We had a lot of complaints about this place, over-serving people. There was some assaults there, maybe some alcohol overdoses. All right, so they're serving too much, and it's causing problems. We have fights there. There were quite a few calls on this place. So our PCS officers, along with the New York State Liquor Authority, Town of Huntington Fire Marshal, Code Enforcement, conducted an SLA on April 25th at 11 p.m. The manager was issued several summonses for SLA violations, building code violations, and fire code violations. Someone dumped a bag of cocaine on the floor in the process. They weren't able to put it on anybody, so they recovered that. Yeah, so you kind of know what was going on with this place. It was a problem place for us, and we had to address it. Our guys did a great job. I don't think Lieutenant McHugh's here, but if he's back there, they're doing good work out there. Okay, I think they shut it down for the night, but they're probably back open. We're trying to send a message, just straighten the place out, you know? So we'll see. Hopefully they got the message. This was a search warrant that was done by our second squad detectives and the narcotics squad on the 12th at 7 a.m. on Crown Avenue in Huntington. Second squad detectives executed a search warrant, recovered crack cocaine, $20,000 in U.S. currency. One subject was charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance first degree and criminal possession of a controlled substance third, intent to sell, both pretty serious felony charges. So our drug officers are out there, our narcotics guys are out there. We get a lot of tips and we act on everything we get. No fatal accidents for the month of April. That's good news. There's been a few accidents recently, though, with some serious injuries, but they haven't gone as far as fatal. So there's a lot of bicycle people out there riding bikes and pedestrians now, so please use caution out there. I mean, the weather's getting nicer, and you know, just look out. Motorcycles also. There's been others in other precincts, really terrible motorcycle accidents, so you really got to pay attention. Sometimes you don't see a motorcycle like you would see a vehicle. So just know that with the nicer weather, these vehicles are out there, and just pay attention to what's going on. Arrests in the precinct for April, 21 felony arrests, 83 misdemeanor arrests, 11 arrests for assault. Gang-related arrests, 6 gang members were arrested with 9 total charges. 1 MS-13 gang member for weapons and a sex crime. 3 blood members, weapons, robbery, and driving impaired under the influence of drugs. And 1 SSP, Southside Posse, I believe. You guys know better than I do. Driving impaired drugs. So gang officers are doing a good job. You have a question?
That's 5.
5. Okay. All right. I wasn't a good math student. Sorry. Drug-related arrests. There were 25 drug-related arrests, 9 DWI arrests, and about a total of 133. Okay. Domestic incidents and overdoses in April in the precinct. Domestic incidents, we responded to 192 domestic incidents in April. Out of that, we had 24 arrests. Overdoses, no fatal overdoses, thank God. 4 non-fatal, and those are the hamlets. Huntington Station, 1 in Greenlawn, 1 in Centerport, and 1 in East Northport. Got it? ShotSpotter activations. For those of you who don't know what ShotSpotter is, we have a system installed in Huntington Station, and the sensors set up throughout Huntington Station. It's kind of like a big circle. If gunshots go off within the perimeter of that, we get notified on a computer and the officers respond. It's a very good system now. It's much more accurate than it used to be. We can pinpoint the location to within, feet of where these shots went off. So these were all the activations we had. We do get some false ones. Could be cars backfiring, could be fireworks. So these were all the ones that happened in April. You could just look at them. They all resulted in the officers responding, and they haven't found anything. No shell casings, no victims of gunshots. So that's a positive thing. It's nice to have the system. Sometimes we do get some false ones. So far, we've been good here. We haven't had any gunshots. So I'm not going to read them all, but it just shows you that the system's working good because we were getting them. And I'm sure now that the weather's getting warmer and there's a lot of fireworks going off, we're going to get probably some more. This is a crime alert that went out. These two people were wanted for grand larceny. So let me get my glasses for this one. We're looking for this duo here, and I think I've spoken about them in the past. A woman distracted an elderly female at ShopRite. This is on New York Avenue in Huntington Station, while the man stole her wallet out of her purse. So they go up. There was a Hispanic couple working. They go up to you in the store, and the woman will say, she's speaking in Spanish. She say, I don't understand. Can you explain to me what this item is or where I can find this? And while you try and help this person, someone's going into your bag and stealing your wallet. So they've been working the whole county, but this one occurred, and we have some photos of them. So if anyone recognizes them, please contact us and let us know. Or, just for a lot of you people, they seem to target the elderly. So get the word out. I know I've passed it around to some family members that they're in they've been in ShopRite, they've been in Trader Joe's. So I don't know if you shop in some of these places, but they distract people and they just clip the wallet. And then the next thing you know, people are being notified that their credit cards are being used in a, not too far away, Apple store or whatever.
Is this a case where the person left the purse in the shopping basket?
No, I would say she was right there with it, and she turned to talk, and the guy just comes along and there. Yeah, they're very good at what they do, and that's why you got to really stay alert out there, especially. I've told my wife numerous times, whatever you do, don't get distracted by somebody. Sometimes they'll ask you for directions, but in the store they usually ask you, do you know what aisle? And they'll pull a language barrier thing that I can't understand, and so people want to help, which is nice, but really what they're up to is trying to steal your wallet. So just be on the lookout. Let your families know when they're shopping. Really pay attention. It's unfortunate we have to advise about this stuff. I threw this in there because this is the time of the year where everybody's opening up their pools. And we've always had very sad and tragic incidents in the past where young kids wander into the pool. This is a tough time because, the pool's still maybe not clear. And every once in a while, a kid will get through a gate or something, and we wind up responding to a tragic drowning. So if you have a pool, just take a look at some of these safety tips. I could say I had one incident when I was a police officer that I responded to, and the woman had a beautiful house with a beautiful backyard pool, and her phone rang. It wasn't in the time of cell phones. That tells you how long I've been around. But she had the one that the cordless, and her friend called her, and she picked up the phone, and she knew she shouldn't have picked it up because she was watching a 5-year-old or whatever it was. And I responded. He fell in the pool. Luckily, she grabbed him out in time. He was fine. We took him to the hospital. But, it was just a split second. She turned her head and she got distracted. So if you have a pool or your neighbors have a pool, just keep an eye on the little ones. You got to be careful. You don't want to get distracted. You guys are going to respond to one of these. One of you new officers are going to get one of these. It's horrible and tragic. So if you can get the word out, keep the gate closed, whatever it may be. This is the time of the year. Just some reminders. We go over this every month. Safeguard all your property. You got to lock your cars. I can't tell you how many reports I read where somebody's stuff was taken out of their car but the car was left unlocked, and the things people leave in their cars, $1,000 in cash. You just, I'm sorry to say, but you can't do it anymore. In these days, have to secure everything. Lock your house, lock your car at night. I mean, I always, every night I grab my key fobs, and my neighbors probably hate me because the horn goes off, but I'm like, got to make sure it's locked. And I don't leave anything in it, but I don't want anyone going in it. So just, these are some reminders. That's all. All right. Anybody tries to get gift cards over the phone from you, it's a scam. All right. We talk about this every month. Nobody takes payments, Luco, whatever it is, LIPA, all of those. They don't take gift cards. They're going to call you and say your bill wasn't paid. They want gift cards. Don't fall for the scam, please. I put this thing from the Associated Press here. The phone call with the relative asking for bail money is still going on. People are still falling for this, and they're losing large sums of money. $10,000, $20,000. They're asking for bail for a relative who supposedly was arrested. See if you can reach out. Do not give anybody, we don't do that, okay? The police department doesn't do that. We're not calling you and saying, we're going to pick up bail money. Nobody goes to someone's house and picks up bail money. This was interesting. I saw this thing in the Associated Press. The FBI put this out. Scammers stole more than $3.4 billion from older Americans last year. They seem to target the elderly. I don't know why. Maybe they're a little more vulnerable. They kind of want to believe, whoever calls them on the phone. They're not educated enough. Maybe, they haven't come to a meeting. They haven't seen the meeting. I love to get this message out because it hurts when I see these elderly people getting ripped off from all their money. It drives me crazy. But look at the amount. It's crazy, What else? 3.4 billion. There's a rise. Losses from scams reported by Americans over the age of 60 last year. We're up 11%. Okay? So I see a lot of this. I see a lot of these reports, and it just drives me crazy. So I'm trying to get the message out that, don't become a victim if you can. We get them in the precinct. We get a lot of them.
Yeah, that some people are still unaware that they can make it look like the phone number is coming from the PSC&G.
That's correct.
You might even have in your contacts.
That's correct.
And it shows up.
Last meeting I mentioned that. Yes, they were doing one where they actually used the Suffolk County Police Department, and they said call the first precinct, and that this is the number, and it showed up as the number for the first precinct. So I think the chief or the commissioner put out a message that it's not us. You gotta, it's easy. That's when you see that it's easy to fall for something like that. So yeah, they can spoof the numbers. So just be aware of that. I don't know how to get the message out any more clearer. Please talk to your families and stuff like that. That's the best way to get it out there. I do this at the meetings every month, trying to educate people. So, but thanks for pointing that out. Senior prom, Thursday the 9th, coming up. Apparently, according to Alyssa, where is she? She's hiding back there. It's a success, and I think it's all booked up. So it should be very interesting. I'm going to do a little cameo, pop in. She wants me to come in. So I won't. Yeah, well, I could try, but I'll be wearing this, not a tuxedo. And then the Operation Medicine Cabinet. I think the next one is tomorrow, May 8th, 10 to 12. If you have old meds that you want to get rid of, South Huntington Library. That's where we have our meetings. So if you have old prescription meds that you don't know what to do with, and you don't want them to get into the wrong hands, you can drop them off here. They'll take them and destroy them. And there's a bunch of dates on there if you want to make note. Pride Parade's coming up. This is a big one. Did it last year in the village. It's on Sunday the 9th, and starts at 12, and the parade runs from like Girard and goes to Heckscher Park, and there's festivities in the park. There's a band. It's a big day. Just be advised that traffic's going to be screwed up down there on that Sunday. So if you have soccer games or other things you have to get to with your kids, you might have to avoid that area. All right, but it's always a good day. Everybody's happy, and so I'm just letting you know that's Sunday the 9th. The next meeting's before that, so I'll remind everybody again. Next meeting, June 4th. That's at the South Huntington Library at 7 o'clock. All right. There's some contacts. And that's it for now. I'll take questions. Anyone got questions? Yes.
Today's Fentanyl Awareness Day, and
I'm sorry. What is?
fentanyl,
Oh, fentanyl.
fentanyl
Oh,
Awareness Day, and at the Northport Library, they're going to have a class in Narcan training on the 8th on Wednesday night.
Northport Library.
Everybody wants to come.
Okay. Northport Library on the 8th. What time? If anyone wants to learn how to use Narcan, which is a great thing.
7 o'clock.
Yes. Okay. 7 o'clock, Northport Library. This is a good thing. When they had Unity Day, there was a trailer there. The woman who ran the trailer was giving out the Narcan to treat people. And I actually went in and she gave me a crash course. I'm already trained, but she insisted. And I did get some Narcan. I don't know if I'll ever have use for it, but I do have it in the house now. God forbid a neighbor or somebody comes knocking on my door and somebody collapsed and we suspect maybe opioid usage. So if anybody's interested, go down to the library and get some Narcan. You might save somebody's life. And you'd Northport. I figured you'd be there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here today to represent the residents.
Okay.
I want to take this moment to thank you, the second precinct,
Okay.
co-officers, 216 car.
They're doing a good job.
They're doing a fantastic job.
I'm glad to hear that.
Come out and answer calls, talk to everybody. And, as an additional thank you, we would like second precinct to have this plaque.
Wow, you really surprised me. Let me come up. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Community Watch.
Appreciate it.
Oh, presents the second precinct, Suffolk County Police. In recognition and sincere appreciation for the dedication and service to protect our community and improve the quality of life for all throughout our
Doing an
neighborhood.
outstanding job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can we get a picture? Alyssa, did you get a pic? You get a pic? You got one? Yeah, come on back up. We'll take a quick pic. I'd like to put this on social media if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's sure. Yeah. She's done a wonderful job.
Yeah, she's great.
In
Yeah,
Westerhoff, they were great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, that was a wonderful surprise, and I know that I say it all the time, that the officers here in the second precinct, I couldn't be prouder of them. They do a great job, and they make me look good, but really they deserve all the credit, so thank them here. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Well, again, I wanted to thank you too for
Oh.
all that you do for your patrolling, and there's so many difficult situations. And I just wanted to bring to light again Sweet Hollow Road in Melbourne.
Sweet Home, okay.
Had 2 fatal accidents last summer. I don't know if we've had any since we're coming into the
Yeah,
summer.
not yet.
And even just in the last week, I've seen such changes. And just, for people that don't really know the road, I
Yeah.
warn you when you're driving on that, because people are being directed by Google.
I heard
and
this,
Waze.
yes.
And so people end up on this historical single lane road that cuts through the park, that has deer, possum, raccoons coming across, hikers, horses,
Yes.
and we have trees that border it. So there are a lot of blind curves, there's no street lights, there's no traffic lights. And because there's no traffic lights,
Oh,
it
okay.
comes up as a shorter time to travel that road than to take the 6 or 8 lane Route 110.
I see.
And so they're directing people out of their way west of Route 110 to
Yeah.
Sweet Hollow, and then back even to the east side of Route 110. So the traffic that we're getting here, people don't realize what they're driving on. We have trucks, trailers, landscapers, heavy duty trucks that are not supposed to be on there, and we have people that feel like it's just a free run. So they're driving in speeds sometimes up to 70 miles an hour.
Wow.
We have blind entrances, Wind Road being one of them. But what they're doing lately is they're passing. So even if you're
Passing on that road?
they're passing on the road, and
It's dangerous.
I'm trying to work I come up
Sure.
with suggestions. I'm in talks with Scott Spittle. I'm thinking we really should have, I mean, who would think of it, but I think we need no passing signs. Would that make it possible for you to enforce?
Of course, yeah, yeah. We'll do the enforcement. I was just going to ask you if you felt there was enough signage there, and if you're in contact with Scott, he's the right guy. Because if you need more, is there commercial restriction signs there for that road? I mean, I've gone down the road. It's a dangerous road. Yeah.
I've asked for certain things. I'm told me to come back to you again. So
Okay.
I'm
All right. No problem.
But no, we don't have the proper signage. And what's happening even from Old Country Road yesterday, somebody passed me so that nobody was in front of them for the length of Sweet Hollow. And I was doing the speed limit after
Sure.
starting. So they were under that bridge at over 50 miles an hour. So anybody coming out of Wynn Road, you can't see. They're also passing along the area between Wynn Road and Chichester. And then the other day, somebody just came up alongside of me as I was at the traffic light at Jericho Turnpike, sat in the next lane to me, blocking, entering traffic, and then pulled at an angle in front of me, and then made a right on red.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, they're not following it.
Oh.
And also the exploding noises are like, you think that there's some sort of gunfire going on under the bridge and down 110 and on the Northern State ramp. They do the whole length of the ramp where they're just firing. So I guess that could be what you're saying, the backfires.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no sensors over in that area, but
I mean,
yeah.
it's horrible if you
Oh yeah.
think
With the
you're gonna
backfire
lose
and the
them.
mufflers, yeah. Yeah. Well, I hate to say it, but it's not just Sweet Hollow. Some people totally disregard all traffic laws, and I know our guys are out there doing a lot of traffic enforcement. I didn't get the report from Highway for this month. Usually they send me a monthly report, and they hit a lot of these roads. I can maybe direct them towards Sweet Hollow Highway Patrol, because they're no nonsense, and they pretty much, if you're speeding, you're getting a ticket. So I think it's difficult though, right, Jimmy, to do radar there?
It really is. I'm familiar with that road. We do escorts to the cemetery.
Yeah.
It's south down there. It's impossible to do speed, but you need a nice
And they know
straight.
this.
Yeah. I think the best luck is working with Scott, because I know Scott's built. They got to do something on that road.
And
The
if somebody
bumper
can
light.
help me in what would help you so that I know what to ask them,
All right, I'll speak to you.
that would be great.
Yes, ma'am.
I live on Sweet Hollow too, and
Okay.
I touch base with you.
Yes. Yes.
And I just want to acknowledge that it's very, very proactive. The signage, I spoke to Scott months ago, and they put up new signs. They actually had those,
I asked for those.
you asked for those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've taken them down because they're on the battery operated.
But it was just yesterday,
Oh, the speed
I spoke
sign.
to one of the officers, and they did an arrest. You can't, the road, you can't, pursue. It's too dangerous. There was somebody going so fast down that road, he couldn't even stop. The police officer look at his odometer, his odometer to see how fast. But he did catch him. The guy pulled into a driveway, and he did find him. He had no license. He had 5 people in a car. He was going at incredible speed. He had an 8-week-old baby in the back seat. It was
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
And so I believe he was arrested. And since I have spoken and Scott, with the signs and everything, I just want to thank you, because they, it's limited. It's so tricky. You don't have a stand where you can shoot radar. You don't have a place where you can pull them over safely. But there is no direct answer. But I think all these little things help, and they've been so responsive.
Oh,
too,
yes,
right?
and I think it makes
Yep.
it difficult. I wasn't aware that there were suggested speed limit signs. I
Yes,
thought that was great
absolutely.
that they added
Yes,
the
right.
15 and 20.
That's good.
They
Yep.
don't even know
That I know it's not
that's it, right.
enforceable, Scott said, but if you try to safely drive at 15 and 20 toward, around right-hand turns, then the people are so aggressive, they are on your bumper, they're honking the horn, and then they're passing you. So you don't have the option, is what I'm saying.
You have to watch the bicyclists down that road too, because somebody following the bicycle has got the patience to wait for bicycles and starts to pass, walking around a curve.
No, it's a narrow road. It's definitely dangerous, and especially if people are exceeding the speed limit. We'll do our part as best we can. All guys, we have a rotation, and we send our guys to all these problem locations, and we know that's one of them. You probably got people that are unfamiliar with that road, the ones that are driving crazy, because if you've ever been down it, you know, if you go more than 30 miles an hour, it's, you know, it gets narrow and the trees stick out. It's very, yeah, it's a dangerous road. You point, it doesn't fall on deaf ears. Trust me, we hear you.
And I said, I'm nervous about that because I expect that the speed will increase. And he said the statistics show that when you pave the road, the speed, and it did increase. And
Yeah.
I think that it correlates with the paving of the road and the increase in the number of accidents. Well, and that's between Chichester and
One thing that I wasn't able to get, I don't think we can lose track of. I'd be so curious to know what the number of accidents are on that
Okay.
road.
Yeah.
And for some reason they can't pull it because it seems like it's increased.
Legislator Salmon got it for
Okay.
us from you, and it
Oh.
was 53 accidents in the last 3 years.
3 years.
21 between May and December of 2023. I think that was after the paving. And then 12 in January and February. So yeah, I was curious.
Yeah, and those are the ones that are reported. They hit trees all the time and just move on.
Sure. No, we use our data to, you know, deploy our people too. So, okay, you know, yes, sir.
I'm from the Huntington School District. I just want to thank the inspector of the second precinct for the support that you give us.
Okay.
Anytime we ask for a car for a football game or homecoming or a bonfire, not only do you send a car, but the officers interact with our families. I mean, we have two wonderful SROs, Officer Jenks and Officer Matara, who have made unbelievable progress. Great resource for our students and our teachers. Can't thank you guys enough.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it never gets old to hear that stuff, and I appreciate it. And I know Brittany and Rob are really great. So thank you for saying that. Thank you. Nice job, Rob. Brittany. Anybody else?
Problems with the synagogues or anything?
No, we had a bomb threat at one just yesterday, I think it was, but it wasn't called in until a day later because I guess it was left on the message machine. But it was like a robocall. I think they did a few of them. So yes, criminal intelligence was notified. They're looking into it. I don't think it's credible. Our people went down. We went through the synagogue and found nothing. So, but at least we know. Help me out, Joe. Which one? Remember? Which bomb threat? What synagogue? Park Avenue. Bethel. Yeah, Bethel. It was Bethel. Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. Other than that, you know, our guys have been going. You know, we understand what's going on in the world, and the message is out to our officers. Our new guys will be going by with the training officers and checking on all the synagogues and the mosques because, you know, there's unrest and fortunately we haven't had too many protests. I know they did some at Stony Brook, but we haven't had any protests at any of these mosques or synagogues. So, but our guys will be checking on a regular basis. They know on their daily patrol they have to go by these places a couple times a day. That's what we're doing right now. Hopefully that'll be enough. We'll see. We're hoping for no problems. Yes.
With the New York State recent passing of the new squatters situation with legislation, how is that impacting policing in that situation now? How would you respond to one of those calls now?
So I really have to take a good look at it. I haven't digested the new, whatever they passed, the new ones. But we did get a complaint just last week, and it turned out it wasn't a squatting incident. The people are there legally. They inherited the house or something, but the neighbors thought it was. So we've had a couple in the precinct, and our PCS officers have done a great job with it. On one, they did arrests for trespassing, and the house was emptied. And I think the town might have boarded the house up by now, I hope. Yes? Yes, I believe so. So we're waiting for them to board it up because they left, and we're afraid they're going to come back. But we've been doing a great job with what we had, and now I know that these new laws are a little more stringent, which is good. As soon as I really dig into them and I talk to the lieutenant more about how these are going to help us, that's great. I've been asking for this for a while, and I'm glad some of the lawmakers finally came up with something because it seems like a lot of these property owners were getting the short end of the stick. And I'm glad I understand with COVID and everything they were trying to help people, but now they came to a point where these people know how to abuse the system, and it seems like some of this new legislation might put a damper on that. And I'm very happy that they passed it. So whatever it is that they gave us to work with, we will certainly work with that.
And then I know we spoke to Assemblyman Stern, Steve Stern, 2 weeks ago, and he has some pending legislation to,
Right.
I think, four pieces. Is that it? Yeah, they're 4 bills that are going to give you more details.
That's wonderful.
For law enforcement and the other agencies involved in how to actually execute this, so that you don't end up in court again.
Sure, it's great. I'm happy. It's good for the property owners because they got some of their rights back. So that's all good. All good.
Town know what houses are like on foreclosure, and the taxes, Does the banks let them know?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I would hope that they would know. Yeah. So.
Do you know, sir?
No, I don't know that. I'm not sure. The exact answer. I know that we have to, at certain times, we have to look at Joe Rose, the bureau chief there, and I know that he does. We have to look and see if they have access online.
Because if the bank, what happens if they're delinquent property taxes?
Yeah, that's a code question for them.
Because I mean, that's what has to be done. Because other than the station, there's quite a few houses that were
Sure.
people just took over.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. They occupy. That's what is I call them occupy.
Occupy.
And I think the banks will be and the tax department.
Sure.
The tax department should also notify you guys to let them know that what houses will be.
Yeah.
Force the banks to board them up.
I know that anytime we find out where there's a problem and the neighbors, have notified us, that we've always taken care of it. So we're not opposed to doing whatever we can. And now I think we have better tools to help us. So that's good. But yeah, anything we're notified of, Jim, we'll take action on.
That should be on you.
All right. Okay. What else you got? Anybody else with questions? Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you all for coming, and I'll see you at the next meeting in June. Thank you.